Hi guys, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. Thank you all for tuning into the channel today. For today's reading, we're going to take a look at your spiritual body and see what's going on in this area of your auric field. This is the final reading of the series. I have been, in the past 4 readings, taking a look at your auric field and seeing what's happening in the different layers. Our aura consists of 4 different bodies. There's actually more than 4, but we're only going to stay with these 4 today. We have the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. So today's reading, we're going to just finish it up and see what's going on, what information wants to come through. And we have 3 pile choices for you to choose from. For pile number 1, we have this card here with the golden healer. For pile number 2, we have this card with the amethyst. And for pile number 3, we have this card with the rose quartz. Alright, as usual, use your intuition. Pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be located in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Pile number 1, y'all were drawn to this card, and it says man holding a coin with the golden healer star. So I'm going to place your card up here, and then we'll go ahead and get you some more cards before we begin. Alright, so let's tap into your spiritual body. What's going on? Get a few cards from here. All right. Those 3 want to come through. Let's get a crystal. Pile number 1. Energies. All right. And set those there. I'll pull a couple tarot. We'll look at them in just a minute. Saying this one, and this one. And that one. And those. Okay. We'll set these to the side and let's take a look at your oracle cards. So I see that there may be some healing taking place in your masculine energy. With the golden healer, the man holding a coin, this is about self-empowerment, empowering yourself. You may be working on the solar plexus chakra, because we have a lot of yellow here. And we have a man holding a coin. So this could be your self-worth, learning to love yourself, value yourself more. Some of you, this could mean perhaps you may meet somebody, maybe you have met somebody who provides that stability for you, makes you feel secure, makes you feel, loved and valued. There's an offering here with the coin, some kind of offering, but I feel like it's you giving yourself that. But it could also be, some of you may have been manifesting a partner, a male person, or just somebody in your life who is supportive, who is stable, who is secure, who, I'm seeing like Fabio. He's giving me like Fabio vibes, but self-aware and secure. What else? We have stuck in the mud. Okay, yeah. All right, something about empowering yourself. Feeling stuck. This is a call to take action. That's why the healing of the masculine energy, the solar plexus. So this is the manifestation, and it feels like maybe it hasn't been going somewhere. Maybe you've been walking, you're stuck in that rut, you don't know how to get out, or maybe you don't know how to apply your energy or where to apply your energy. Maybe you feel like you're going backwards. Some of you may feel trapped in a relationship. What else? We have sad embrace. Okay, coming back to the first original message I got about the healing of the masculine energy and self-empowerment, learning to love yourself and empower yourself, having more confidence in yourself. Yeah, you feel just stuck and unknowing how to move forward. Yeah, this is, and with the golden healer, this is about healing that, you know, taking action and having more self-love. Oh, we have the tear. Okay, so we need, with the sad embrace, there's some sadness. You're holding on to something sad, something that's preventing you from moving forward. This could be an old memory that you have. This could be something from childhood, something relating to a relationship even. We have the flame, yeah. And we have the nectar. All right, so the healing. All right, so maybe some of you have been missing someone in your life. That you need to release, you need to let go, and it's time for you to move on. I feel like maybe you've been contemplating it a lot, just constantly thinking about it over and over and over again, maybe going through what you could have done differently, what you could have said, you know, just constantly revisiting the past or that experience, and you need to let it go. And by letting it go, you need to embrace yourself and giving yourself like a big hug and allowing the emotions to flow. Whatever you're holding on to, it needs to be released so that you can reignite this inner fire, reignite your passion, that new beginning that's wanting to come in for you, but you're kind of like stuck. You're stuck in the past. And the nectar is the healing. This is the healing salve. Yeah, you're reaching out, and it looks like there's like a face in here. Yeah. But this is very, I don't know, this is what's smoky. Something's unclear. Sure, there's something in there in the center. Kind of looks like a fortune cookie, but I'm not sure. But this is what's going to help restore balance. We have strength and guidance. We have guardian angel. We have self-acceptance here. All right, definitely solar plexus energy. Need to work on bringing more light, more awareness, more perspective, shifting the way that you see things, because I feel like you keep just spiraling and focusing on something that needs to shift, you know. And I feel like you have the power to bring about this change. You hold the coin, you hold the key to your happiness, to your healing. The tear, the flame, the light, the transformation. Yeah, when you release this experience or where you feel stuck, when you finally are ready to move on, you're going to transform, and it's going to bring about that healing. And you will learn to come into self-acceptance of where you are, and knowing that everything that you have been through has been teaching you a lesson, and that you have been gaining experience through that lesson. And you will learn to use and to pull from that experience to give you strength to go forward. And you will look back and be proud of yourself that you kept going and that you decided to move forward. I mean, your angels are watching over you with the guardian angel. This was divine protection. Like, what didn't work out, there's a reason and a purpose for it. See rejection as divine protection, pile number 1. We have the rose quartz, love, nurture, and romance. Calling in unconditional love, rose quartz invokes a gentle yet powerful feminine energy that nurtures and protects your heart. It can be used to attract new romance and to build closer bonds in your relationships. Rose quartz opens the heart chakra and heals heartache, grief, and any unexpressed emotions. It asks that you show yourself compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance. Rose quartz also inspires beauty in all forms. Open your heart to the beauty within you. All right, look at these colors that are coming through, right? There's some heart healing that needs to take place as well. Perhaps this individual, you know, that broke your heart, that made you very, very sad. There's a reason, pile number 1. You deserve better, all right? You need to learn to love yourself and to fill your own cup and not to just give it away to, you know, I feel like this is somebody who may have promised you certain things and they didn't come through. Like, they fell short of that. And then you're looking at yourself going, well, what did I do wrong? How come, you know, I'm the one who's feeling like left out in the cold and unworthy, when you're the one who, you know, lied and manipulated or cheated? You know, you start to, like, putting yourself down, you know, and shaming yourself instead of, you know, letting that go and understanding that you need to learn. What you were learning was that you were overlooking like red flags or overlooking flaws in somebody because of your beautiful heart, you know, and you deserve better. You deserve somebody who sees your heart, who appreciates how much you give and how much you love, and wants to return that to you, wants to give that back. But this love can't come in until you release this old and understand why it didn't work in the first place. You know, maybe you were putting yourself on the back burner and you were allowing somebody to cross boundaries that needed to be in place, you know, instead of like maybe making excuses why it was okay for them to treat you poorly, you know, and settling for less than your worth, pile number 1. So this reading, what is coming through is the divine masculine. You know, it's an energy where we have both masculine and feminine energies. Is a healing of the masculine, but allowing yourself to be nurtured by your divine feminine, and bringing that balance into your heart space. Having stronger boundaries, more confidence in yourself, more self-worth, self-value, forgiveness, where you may have allowed people to treat you like a doormat or less than you are worth, you know, because you were trying to prove yourself worthy to them, you know, and it needs to be vice versa. You need to place yourself in that divine feminine role, or, you know, it's the divine feminine, it's, you know, the queen energy. She sits on her throne and she allows love to flow to her, you know, allows herself to be pursued, you know, instead of being in that masculine chasing energy and getting nowhere, and trying to seek and prove your worth and your value. You need to know your worth and your value, and empowering yourself with your own divine masculine energy. You know, when you think of the masculine energy, it's, you know, bright, it's action oriented, you know, they're very driven, there's a lot of power, and a lot of, you know, it's confidence, it's esteem building, it's all those kinds of things. And that's what you need to, that's what needs the healing, is that masculine part of you that is brave enough and strong enough to say, no, I'm gonna stop you right there. That was very disrespectful. That really hurt me. And going forward, if we're gonna continue in a relationship, like, I need things to change, and I need you to acknowledge this, and there has to be compromise on both ends, you know, where both people are willing to work together, and not, you know, finger point and shame and condemn. It's understanding where there's a boundary and a level of respect that needs to be maintained in the relationship in order for it to be healthy, and in order to have a strong foundation. There needs to be that communication, that understanding right up front. It's like when you're, you know, getting in a relationship and you want to know if you want to have kids, you know, or how you want them to be raised, those types of things that are very serious. You know, this is your heart. And you want the person that you're sharing your heart with to respect it and to care about it and to value it, you know. So we have pink howlite, self-love. I love it. Replenish and cherish. Vibrating with love, pink howlite allows you to shed layers of negative thought patterns and beliefs as you connect to the essence of your true self. Pink howlite helps you to embrace new spiritual practices as a way of life, preventing you from picking up bad habits to begin with. With this stone, you will make choices out of self-love, honoring the highest version of yourself and trusting that you will make decisions for your highest good. Pink howlite is a natural form of the mineral salt, known to cleanse toxins from the aura and replenish one's energy field. So there's a lot of heart healing that needs to take place for you, pile number one. And these are some great minerals to work with here. You can check out my Facebook group if you are just getting into crystals, or if you're searching to purchase any of these. My link is in the description box below. But definitely learning to love yourself and nurture yourself with that divine feminine, protecting that divine feminine, your heart, you know, and using your mind, your courage, your power to stand up for yourself and to know your worth, and to know your boundaries, and to empower yourself to set those healthy standards, and to vouch for yourself, you know. I feel like some of you may have had, father difficulties with your father, maybe in your childhood. Maybe your dad wasn't very strong, maybe he wasn't very supportive or protecting, and so that's why that muscle isn't as strong, and that's what needs to be flexed more. You need to flex your masculine energy a little bit, okay? All right, let's see what the tarot shows. Okay, we have the devil. Yeah, there's some attachments or beliefs that need to be let go of. Yeah, you know, you put in a lot of energy, a lot of work, but also learning. There's some learning that needs to take place, learning yourself, learning your beliefs. And we have the Tower card coming through, and that's what needs to end. This cycle needs to close out for you. Yeah, there's a belief that you have that needs to shift, so that you can walk away from this cycle, this rut, this constant situation where you may find yourself alone and feeling lonely and unloved and unsupported. And it's because you don't have that empowered masculine energy about yourself. Yeah, you have temperance. That's what needs to be rebalanced. in your spiritual body to start working on that masculine energy within, to empower yourself so that you keep that divine feminine protected there. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Four of Swords. Okay. All right, so this is the work, okay, that needs to take place, all right? You have to love yourself enough not to tolerate less than you deserve. To know your worth and your value and not to settle for anything less. With the Four of Swords, you know, this is taking time out, taking a step back, like I said, and put yourself in that feminine energy of attracting, by you loving yourself and pouring into your own cup, and loving yourself by setting those healthy boundaries and standards for love. You know, what does love look like to you? What does it feel like to you? Because now you've experienced what love doesn't feel like. And from that experience, you can now know what your needs are. And you can now discern between somebody who loves you and truly cares and supports you versus somebody who, you know, somebody who doesn't. And now you'll know what it feels like to have somebody who does, okay? That is the wisdom to take from the experience so that you can let it go, release it, and heal, okay? And then empower yourself, loving yourself, being more confident with yourself, you know, pouring into your own cup, taking that masculine energy and loving yourself with the masculine energy to support the divine feminine who deserves to receive it, okay? This is what's taking place. This is the messages coming in from your spiritual body. The masculine is a little out of balance, and that's what needs healing and adjustment. And so that's your divine feminine, knows that she's loved, knows that she's worthwhile, and knows that she deserves to have love and support in her life, because the masculine energy that you're pouring into yourself is going to make her feel that way. You're going to make yourself feel loved and supported, because it's going to come from within, pile number one. All right, and you may want to work with that golden healer as well. All right, pile number one, thank you so much for being here in the temple with me today. If you like my readings, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or just let me know that this reading resonated with you. Sending you lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Welcome, pile number two. You were drawn to the Sun card and the Amethyst star. All right. I'm going to pull your cards first, and then we'll get to the interpretation of what I see right here. Let's start with a couple of these cards. Ooh, did y'all see that one just flip out? That's definitely a card for you. I feel like we have one more, and there it is. Ooh, there was two that came with that one. Let's get a couple of these. Pile number two. What's going on in the spiritual body? What do we need to see? One more. All right, there we go. Yes. Okay. Get a couple of crystal cards. This one. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. I'm already seeing this one. And we'll get a few of these, and then we'll pull some tarot, and then we'll begin. Number two, you're getting a lot of messages. It's a lot more cards than pile number one. Okay. Let's pull a few tarot. Let's wait on the tarot. Let's see if we need further answers after these cards, because we have so many here. All right, so what I see going on with you guys, pile number 2, you have the Sun card with Amethyst. So there is some healing that's taken place. This is a new beginning, a new awakening. There's a lot of cleansing, nurturing, healing. There's a lot of spiritual growth right now. So at the moment, you're in a time of growth, healing, new beginnings, cleansing, nurturing yourself. I feel like there may have been something that you healed from, because we have the little child who's coming out of the cocoon. So I feel like there's definitely a rebirth, but some healing that involves your spirit, your younger self. Let's take a look. We have flying. Oh my God, I love this card. This is a card of freedom, setting yourself free from some a pattern, a belief. Yeah, look at all the flowers here, and I even saw the lotus here. There's blooming. You're blooming. Yes. So we go from 1 to 2. There's some progression here. This is that leap of faith energy here, trusting that you're being guided, trusting that you're going to land safely. You've made it through the other side. We have making a choice. Now you chose the light. You made the choice. Oh my goodness, looking on, we have 1, 2, and 3. So there's constant progression here. This is a steady moving forward. So your guidance is to constantly make that choice, to choose what sets you free, what gets you out of the mind, what gets you back into that old pattern where you're just lost and confused, or you're ruminating, you know, on this experience or that pain, and making that conscious choice to choose healing, to choose the light, to move forward. Wow, you guys got 5 of these cards. Oh my goodness, I can't even make this up, you guys. This is card 22, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that one itself is an angel number. I think I used to have that one written down somewhere. I do know, though, that it is conscious steps being... oh, wait, I have an angel, but let me see if it's in here. Making conscious choices, moving forward. And we have intention with this card, so it's definitely related to your reading here. Let me see if I can find... it's a high number. Nope, it stops at 999 here. Okay. Wow. I feel like the guidance is to continue to move forward, to use your wisdom. There is this egg, so there's something that you're meant to create. The focus, this new beginning. Yeah, that's the rebirth. And we have this owl who's holding the wand. You know, focus your intention on what your perspective of what are you focusing on. You know what? It looks like it's a dandelion. Make a wish. Something you've been wanting to create, something that you've been nurturing. Or, yeah, okay, make the conscious choice to choose. To make that choice. To take action. To take that leap of faith. To trust that there is this, yes, you're being guided by the spiritual realms. This is going to bring some fruit. Some fruits, it's going to bloom. You're going to be successful. Okay, what's the final one? We have metamorphosis. Wow, beautiful. And that one ends our 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have a 7. Spiritual transformation here. A completion. Wow, yes, something has... And it's like this mirroring thing. You have healed from something, freed yourself from something, made that conscious choice to go after your dreams, to nurture a dream, or to nurture yourself. And there's this beautiful blooming transformation that's taking place, this beautiful rebirth. Oh my goodness, we have the healer. Yes, you are healing. You are becoming your own healer with that amethyst. We have the judge. Yeah, you're balancing. And we have the siren. Oh, I feel like you're becoming very beautiful. You're becoming very magnetic, very alluring to people. Oh no, you're attracting something. You're balancing your feminine energy here. Yes, shifting, transforming, alchemizing, setting healthy boundaries. This looks like a ruby. Feeling very grounded. Yeah, nurturing your feminine self, taking care of yourself, making the choice to take care of yourself, to find your balance. Yeah, finding your balance, because I saw the red and the blue, and I thought the masculine and the feminine energies. We have blue lace agate, peace, gentle, new beginnings. Ooh, I love that for you. We just got a stock of palm stones and hearts in, and these things are stunning. It's such a beautiful, healing, soothing crystal. It says blue lace agate is your supportive nudge in the right direction, whispering words of encouragement when you experience self-doubt. It opens your throat chakra and helps to ease any blockages in your self-expression. Being seen and heard is a priority. Your feelings are valid and important too. Don't worry about what others will think. Release all fear of judgment and get ready to leave any thoughts of inadequacy behind. Blue lace agate encourages you to start anew because every day is a fresh beginning. That is beautiful. And look, see, it's like she's emerging out of the water, completely cleansed, healed, being bathed in that solar light, that spiritual light. You know, the light of the sun is what nourishes us. It brings new life. It awakens us. It shines lights on parts of our life that we may be neglecting or we may not be seeing clearly. And it helps us to grow. And so there's a lot of healing for you right now in your spiritual body. And this has to do with the way that you see yourself, the way that you love yourself, the way that you nourish yourself. Let's take a look at the red one. We got carnelian. Ooh, this is a sacral chakra. This is your relationship center, your relationship with yourself, with others, with the creator, with your environment. We have carnelian, courage, motivation, and endurance. Powerful and bold, carnelian increases confidence in yourself, especially when you need to take center stage and use your voice effectively. We have the voice coming through, the way that you express your creativity, the way that you express your sensuality, the way that you express your true self, you know, the way that you nurture yourself, love yourself, communicate your needs, or share your emotions, or your philosophies on life, you know, your experiences, your particular point of view. Because there's only one of you, pile number 2, and only you know what it's like to walk in your own shoes, you know. And so shame on anybody who wants to judge somebody by the cover of their skin, you know, because we don't know what people have been through. We have no idea what paths and choices they've had to make to get them to where they are that day. And who are we to judge people for, you know, the choices that they make? We all make mistakes, and we all have to learn and suffer the consequences of those choices. That's where karma comes from. It's not a punishment. It's just the reaction to a choice that we made. And to forgive ourselves and forgive others, because we're all just learning. And some people have more compassion and empathy than others. And some people just, they've suffered a lot, and unfortunately they get stuck in that pain, and they become very self-centered and trying to get out of that pain. And they unintentionally and sometimes intentionally, they inflict it on the others to get it off of them. And when we learn, when we have to deal and encounter with those types of individuals, there's only so much that we can take, and there's only so much love we can give before we feel hopeless, or we feel that we ourselves aren't receiving the love. We want some love too. We don't want to just be a constant giver. Where's ours? Where's my receiving? Where's my unconditional love and support? I want somebody there for me too. Where is my person? And it's because you haven't shown up for you, right? You've been showing up for everybody else. And you learn to empower yourself and say, no, that's enough. That's enough giving, and it's time for me to receive. And making that conscious choice to walk away from anything that makes you feel, tied down or restricted or unloved, or like you have to do and prove anything to be worthy of that love. And communicating that. And I feel like this is the path that you're on, or the path that's evolving, is you learning to love yourself and being true to you and expressing that truth. All right, coming back to the carnelian, it says a stabilizing stone. Carnelian will help balance volatile emotions for long-term vitality. Believed to protect the soul in the afterlife, carnelian is a stone of the living, meant to motivate you to take chances with the life that you have. Life isn't meant to be lived with, life is, meant to be lived with passion and desire. And carnelian gives you the courage to do so. Carpe diem, seize the day. Seize the day, pile number 2. Take that chance, free yourself from whatever it is that's holding you back. Become your own healer. Know when to say no and to walk away and to make a different choice, and to create the life of yourself. Make that choice to change, because the person you were then, who may have thought that this would satisfy, whatever needs you had at the time, as you grow and you evolve, you end up learning that your needs change, and not everybody can adapt with our growth. And sometimes we outgrow people, we outgrow jobs, we outgrow our homes, and it just is a call for change. So don't be afraid to make a choice and to remove yourself, to transform, to experience something new. Let's see. Ooh, we have the sunstone. This one's like solar plexus, taking your power back. Yeah, the sun coming through again. Take your power back. Leadership, confidence, and freedom. Sunstone shines bright, igniting willpower underneath the sun's rays. A stone of leadership, sunstone gives you the courage to step out on your own and dare to make a difference. Radiating warmth and vitality, sunstone brings confidence to the beholder and is known to bring good luck. Fortuitous in nature, sunstone brings out your natural talents, allowing you to shine like the star that you are. Sunstone helps fulfill karmic contracts, alleviating pressures around a sense of purpose or fulfillment. Abundance will flow once you nurture your gifts. Okay, I love that. So for some of you, this involves a talent, a gift, something that you're meant to create, a gift from the Creator that you're meant to use and it has to do with the way you express yourself, something you're meant to express, in any kind of artistic way that uses your voice. There's something you're meant to, you may have a blockage in the throat chakra, and that's what needs cleansing and healing, and the sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. Okay. You're being asked to apply your wisdom, your love, your healing and attention and focus to the throat, the sacral, and the solar plexus here. to heal and to communicate something. To express yourself. Yeah, heal and express yourself. Express your truth. Express your emotions. Transform. Let's see what else we have. We have honesty and communication. Wow, I love it. And her throat chakra. See how the heart's just like, it looks like the energy is just pouring forth here. There's something about your expression. You got 4 of these. Let's see, we have compassion. Okay, communication from the heart. Having compassion for others. Yeah, with the judge, this is like, you know, where people can judge other people, and forgive yourself for any judgments that you may have. You know, a lot of us, some people do, they love to judge the outside appearances of things. And sometimes we, you know, we need to practice more using our discernment more versus judgment, because judgment puts like a negative connotation on things versus discernment, which is helping you to decide, you know, when to act, when not to act, when to speak, you know, when to take action or when to fall back, those types of things. Discernment is good. It's the judging. Okay, we have the inner child healing coming through. Yeah, so maybe this, the healing that's coming in, like I said, you know, I saw the inner child here. It's something from the past, a past wound, where maybe you didn't feel like you could express yourself or, you know, utilize your gifts and your talents. Maybe you didn't feel safe. We have manifestation. Yeah, look at this. She's holding this light in her hand. And look at these angel wings. So something that's near and dear to your heart. Yeah, you're meant to create something. There's to use your passion to share your heart, share your wisdom, share your truth, and to live authentically in your truth. Alright, let's see. How can pile number 2 align with this energy? Because this is what's in the spiritual body, and it takes time for the spiritual to manifest in the physical, to work its way through. So this is energy that's coming from the spiritual realm, and it's wanting you to apply this in the physical realm. So whatever is in the mind, free yourself from any mental construct and maybe holding you back or keeping you from making this choice, and to heal any wounds that you have about being seen or using your gifts or speaking your voice. That's what needs healing, so that you can focus on creating, you know, your dreams. Whoa, what just flew out? I'm gonna see it. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, this is, that's the wound, the abandonment, you're feeling left out, feeling alone. Yeah, this is what needs healings. We have the 4 of Swords. To nurture yourself. Take some time out to nurture yourself. Or to nurture those areas where you didn't feel good enough. That's what needs the healing. We have the Moon. Yeah. Those feelings that make you feel like you're not good enough. It's an emotion. So it starts in the mind. It's a fear. And the fear comes from an emotion that you had that made you feel bad, that you needed to hide, that you weren't safe. 4 of Pentacles here. your security, your, yeah. Ooh. So I was asking how can, this is what needs the healing, okay? It's going to help you align to this gift that wants to come in. The healing is the gift, okay? And then from that healing, you will create something from that. Ooh, nice. I see this one too. We have the Three of Wands. This is forward movement, things moving along. You are not behind in any way. You are right on time. This is the time for this healing to come in. There's a lot of progress, a lot of things moving in the right direction for you. Nice. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is security here, financial security, stability, feeling secure in yourself, feeling secure in your job. Yeah, slow and steady, all right? The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's this, they have the seeds of potential, you know, but it's the seed that is long standing. This is something that's going to hold weight, you know, and it will be long lasting. This healing, this choice, and whatever it is that you're creating, it will be something that will provide for you. It will hold the foundation for the beautiful blessing, the support, a sense of security. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. Okay, pile number 2. This is what's going on in the spiritual body here. There's some healing that wants to come in, some releasing, some acknowledging of some old wounds that need to be purged and cleansed and healed so that you can create from that space, from that wound, and share your gifts with others. Healing, healing, healing is coming in for you guys. All right, you all. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being in the temple with me today. I'm going to go ahead and end your reading now. Keep making those conscious steps. Pile number 2. You're going to get there. And every step you take is going to be something that creates this healthy, magical future where you are abundant and happy and successful and healed. Nice. I'm going to take this reading for myself, to be honest. All right, you all. If you like my readings, please like and subscribe to my channel. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story, or let me know how this reading resonated with you. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Angel of Strength card with the rose quartz. Beautiful. All right, we're going to pull cards first, and then we'll get into the meaning behind what I'm already seeing in your spiritual body. I'll take a few oracle cards. Ooh, wow. All right, so we'll get those 3. What's going on? Okay. These just slid out from underneath. This is about self-empowerment here. Something coming up. Ooh, too many. Pile number 3. What's going on in your spiritual body? These are some crystal. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take this one, and this one. We'll get some tarot to clarify anything. All right, so with the Angel of Strength card and the heart, this is about empowering yourself, self-empowerment, and believing in yourself, having the courage to face any fears. There's a you have card number 5, so there's a lot of things that are moving right now. There's a lot of transformation. There may be a desire for a new experience coming through. Let me take a look at your other cards. We have the Gentle Gardener. Something protecting your heart. Let me see. Let me get the other cards. We have Moonlight. Nurturing. And the other one is Home. Okay, so I feel like, okay, just bear with me. With the card, the Angel of Strength, and the way that the angel and the lion are looking here, they have this like fierce look on their face. And we have the Gentle Gardener, and there's this wise elder or guide who's looking over like these angels who are tending to these little eggs, right? And eggs are creations. They are babies, you know, things that we want to nurture and grow and tend to. And then we have this fairy who's in the moonlight, and she's kind of like you know, hugging herself. And then we have the Home here. So there's something about being fierce, like getting like fierce mama bear type energy. And we have the Rose Quartz. There's something about fiercely protecting your heart and feeling at home within your own being, having the strength to nurture yourself or your home, becoming that nurturing person. Oh, maybe you didn't have that in your life. Pile number 3. This looks kind of like, not sure what that is. I almost thought it's an owl, the wisdom. And we have this hourglass here. Something to do with time and change. So it said something is changing. And we have an owl here. So we have owls. And the clock, a clock and the sands of time. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting the message. Alright, so there's something that you have like been wanting to create, like you've been focused on it a lot. You've been intending it. It's something that's near and dear to your heart. You've been nurturing that idea, that dream. You've been wishing for it. Perhaps some of you have been doing ritual work, you know, working with the moon cycles. Yeah, wondering when it's going to happen. When is this manifestation going to hatch, right? And it's being tended to. Yes, you've been working very hard on this. Let's see. Look, and we have the heart. And again, you know, okay, it's the nest, all right? Feeling safe in your heart, tending to your soil, tending to, you know, your needs, taking the time to go within. Okay. Loving yourself, feeling safe within yourself, having the courage, that lion heart, very tender, very empathic. What do we have? Oh, we have Kairos. Seeing the truth of something. The truth of your heart. We have the healer. Yeah. Healing the heart. seeing the truth of your heart, seeing the truth with your heart is going to bring that healing. Protecting here. Yes, I'm feeling that protection energy. Nurturing that creation. Nurturing that tender, sensitive heart of yours. And there's a door that's opening. So it could be, the opening of your heart, healing your heart chakra. And there's this door right here that hasn't been opened yet. So this can be the heart, and this is your higher heart opening up. Perhaps your guides have been trying to communicate to you to open your heart. This could be your throat chakra. Something's about to open up for you, though. Perhaps this manifestation's about to come in. Let's see what your other cards say. We have sulfur, volcanic progress, and inventive. Source from volcanic areas, sulfur is an excellent companion for bottled up emotions that can manifest as skin conditions, fevers, and emotional outbursts. Sulfur has a negative electrical charge, allowing it to absorb toxicity and destruction from your surroundings. Sulfur also brings to light the natural disasters in your personal landscape, highlighting your shadows in order to clear the path for renewal. This opens up awareness of triggers that can cause eruption, placing consciousness in action. Okay, so we have that coming through with the healer. So I definitely feel like there is you're being asked to just nurture yourself, nurture these emotions as they come up. I'm getting a tone in my ear. It is 6:10. That may be a message for you. Oh, I need to get a sip of water. Maybe it's this energy here, this fierce energy that's coming through. And we have the angel of strength, so I feel like you're being asked to have the strength to go within and to heal whatever wounds that you have in your heart. Pile number 3, that involve something to do with family or feeling at home within your own being. Yeah, and it's the angel of strength, and I said it feels like a fierce mama bear, Know that you are protected, pile number 3, as you go through this healing journey here. Because I definitely feel like some of you are on a healing path right now. And there's some, I feel like a little bit of anger about something that you've been through. And as those emotions come up to the surface, make sure that you just nurture yourself and tend to your needs, okay? We have Cuprite, generosity, security, and flow. A humanitarian at heart, Cuprite encourages the practice of helping others without expectations. It assists in facing issues with authority figures, especially your father, in order to become the authority figure in your own life. Cuprite helps to release any blame and resistance that may be blocking you from taking responsibility for the decisions that you make. Activating the survival gene, Cuprite attracts what we need to make it through challenging moments, increasing our life force and overall vitality. Take the driver's seat, you are ready. Okay, so we had some masculine energy coming through here. Healing of the masculine in your life here. Yeah, perhaps, since we had this, I felt a feminine energy coming through. Maybe some of you grew up in a single household, or you grew up where the father wasn't very you know, emotionally mature, and it may have been something, yeah, that broke your heart a little bit, or it didn't make you feel safe at home. You know, maybe it made you feel lonely or not good enough or isolated. You know, and it's something, there's a lot of anger associated with that. We have blue aragonite with empathy, compassion, and communication. Communication is key, and with blue aragonite, you will definitely send the message. Blue aragonite activates the throat, the third eye, and the heart chakras, allowing you to communicate from a whole and centered place. While the stone instills hope and inspiration, this crystal enhances your ability to empathize and to show compassion for others, fostering an authentic connection. Blue aragonite's communication skills also carry across whether you are communicating with the spirit realm, cultivating a calm and relaxed space, or even more clarity to come through. Ooh, okay, that was a very good one to work with blue aragonite for you, because it helps you to open that heart to express whatever you may be holding on to, whatever is, you know, locked away, that's wanting to come to the surface and be expressed. And it is a communication stone, so I mean, if there is an opportunity for healing between, you know, you and this parent or father figure, if there's, you know, if you find that if they are open to having the conversation with you to help you work through, you know, your memories or what you experienced, so that you can heal. If they are that type of individual, you know, maybe consider being brave enough to open that door and to have that conversation with them, you know, about what your experience was and how you felt going through that experience, you know, not in a way that's, you know, attacking and explosive, because people don't really respond to that energy. It makes people feel, you know, on the attack, that they're being attacked for something and that they need to defend themselves, you know, because they're fixing to be hurt. And so people, when they get in fear, you know, especially if it's very aggressive energy, you know, they want to protect themselves and defend themselves, and there's nothing's getting in. They're too busy trying to guard and protect, so there's this wall up, right? And so if you come in there with an open heart, very gentle and very vulnerable, especially to somebody that you love, that's near and dear, you know, and I have these two individuals and they're in the boat, and, you know, for me, it's father and son energy here, being together, maybe memories that you have, exactly, and maybe there's things that you miss, and some things that you didn't like that hurt you and wounded you, and maybe you haven't communicated to them. Maybe there's clarity, there's some healing that needs to take place, and so when you can calm those emotions down so that you can get the truth of the situation and have potential healing here, you know, it doesn't hurt to try. And if they're already passed over, this is a great stone, you know, you would be able to communicate your needs, you know. Even so, you don't necessarily have to own the crystal. It's all about intention, you know. And if you're wanting to release and you're wanting to heal, you know, there's no such thing as time, and we're only separated by, you know, like degrees of energy and frequency, so they can hear you. And, you know, and you can even ask for a sign, ask for the angels to help assist you in this healing, or in this release, this communication, and to receive clarity, or to receive love and courage and strength to help you move forward. You know, you can call on them. All right, we have a lot of red coming through. Your security, your stability, your sense of home, your sense of safety, your well-being, your home. We have red jade with warrior and individuality and chi. Unleash your inner warrior. Red jade is a stone of power, able to release anger in constructive ways that solves problems. Filled with chi, known as the force the life force in Chinese culture, red jade enhances passion, vitality, and strength. Take action and move decisively. Red jade enhances your courage, protecting and inspiring you as you move forward in your day-to-day life. Use red jade when you are looking to have exponential results, whether it's with your finances, your business, or within your physical health. Good luck is bestowed onto you. Okay, so I see there's this theme with like explosive energy, and I feel like it's because you've denied your true feelings for so long. And I feel like now you're coming home to like your truth and really trying to understand, I feel like, where these energies are derived from, where did it come from, the source of them, you know, and healing those wounds and getting in touch with them and the source of them so that you can heal from them and grow and transform and heal from those experiences. So yeah, with the warrior, be brave. You're being asked to be brave and to be strong and courageous to go on this healing journey and to free yourself from this pain, the sadness that you feel. We have friendship and union. We have cut the cords, yeah. And we have do the work. Okay. That's so funny. I mean, it's not funny. I'm not laughing at your pain or anything. I just, sometimes these synchronicities, they always surprise me, and they do make me giggle, even though I should be used to it. I still enjoy and the magic and the beauty of it. So yeah, there's energies of the past that need to be released, having to do with this friendship or the relationship. You know, even if it's not with your father, this could be with, you know, just a masculine person in your life, you know, that wounded your heart. And, you know, yeah. And you may still be holding on to that pain and still angry and mad about what happened and what went down and how it went down. And, you know, that wound is there, still there, and it's kind of just festering, you know, and it's time to heal and to move on. Pile number 3, and to nurture your heart and bring that healing to your heart. All right. Oop. Let's see, how can we align to this energy? I think it's pretty straightforward. What do we have? We have the Lovers. Yeah, a relationship here. Something. Then we've got the Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah, it's something that was near and dear to your heart. Someone who was near and dear. There was a lot of passion, a lot of love for this person, for that relationship. And it was very central to, like, I don't know, your life. And there's, ooh, beautiful, we have the Stars of healing. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, making this, yeah, balance. Balancing out the energy here, restoring your health, restoring balance. And we have the Magician. Yeah, take your power back. Make that choice, that conscious choice to change, to transform. Perhaps to discern, to, like, you know, extract from the experience any lessons that you've learned. You know, what can you gain from this experience? What has it taught you? You know, because a lot of times we overlook that. Sometimes we only focus on, like, the negative, and the pain and the anger that we have and the resentment that we have, that has been, you know, how we were made to feel. And our focus, we get just, like, laser focused on that. We just focus so much on the pain that we can't see, you know, anything else. And as we evolve and we grow and we heal, when we have other experiences, we then gain more tools, more awareness, more insight, and then we have those opportunities to heal from the past, our past wounds, and to be brave and to confront those painful memories that we have, and to bring healing to ourselves. That's an act of self-love, self-care, is to bring that healing to ourselves. And then recovering maybe parts of ourselves that we left behind because, maybe we believed somebody else's version of us. It's like when somebody tells you that, you're stupid or something like that, and this is somebody that you love and that you think is supposed to love you, but they call you names all the time, and it belittles you and makes you feel bad. And then you start to question yourself and go, oh my God, I must be dumb, I'm stupid. And then you kind of like have low self-esteem, and it just affects you going forward. And as you get older, it really does take a toll on you, and that memory can be something that you carry around like your whole life until you have the courage and the strength to go back to that moment and empower yourself and tell yourself that you didn't deserve that, and give yourself, a big hug and encourage yourself to walk away from that moment, and that you didn't need their love, and at the moment that the love that they were offering was not the love that you wanted. So you don't need their approval, even though it can be very painful, especially if this is a parent, to say, I don't need your approval. You made me feel like I was this and like that, and it controlled my life for so long, or made me see myself in such a negative light and took my power away. You have to take your power away from that moment and from that person, because you gave all your power to them by agreeing to their version of you, their version of, oh, you're stupid. You agreed to it, and now you're getting the opportunity, I'm not saying that, this is just an example, to take your power back and empower yourself and say, no, I know who I am. I don't need your approval. Whatever you were going through in that moment, you took it out on me. So F you, and stand up for yourself, empower yourself, and walk away from that moment. And anytime you feel those memories resurface, just shift your focus onto, no, I've learned everything I can from that experience and from that person, and I'm moving on, I'm walking away. I'm cutting the cords from the past in this moment. I'm empowering myself with my love, with my intention, with my belief. This is who I am. It's recovering parts of yourself that you left behind, or that you gave to somebody else and they just kind of threw it on the ground, You got to retrieve and reclaim your power back. Pile number 3. Okay. Woo. Yes. Felt that coming through that Ace of Wands. This is a healing journey that you're going to be embarking on. If you haven't seen it yet, because typically it takes some time for the spiritual to come into the physical world until we physically take action on it. So it's got to originate in our spiritual body, and then it'll come into our mind, and into our emotional body, and then finally you can physically take action on those emotions. Like they can't sit there forever, or else it'll cause you to be sick, and in your mind and your body and everything like that. So everything has an effect and affects the other. The micro and the macro, everything goes hand in hand. Alright, pile number 3. This was your reading. I'm going to go ahead and close your reading down. Thank you so much for being here in the temple with me today. If you like my readings, please subscribe to my channel. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story with me. Or let me know how this reading resonated with you. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.